We have a hive that is queenless again. Hi, I'm Jamie. I want to bring you up to speed with what's happening with our beehives. So our Phineas hive that we haven't had any problems with, they look really good. And again, it's been about 3 weeks since we have had to replace the queen in our Furb problem hive. So Phineas looks good. 2 weeks ago, they did not have any capped over honey in the honey super. And a week ago, they looked like this.
Almost fully capped front and back. First year hive. Alright, I'm going to leave them alone. We're going to see how much this is going to weigh. If I pick it up, and I just want to look at the brood chamber real quick. To make sure everything's right, but I can tell you right now, it really seems like it.
So really happy with what they've been doing here in June, and I want to show you what's going on in the brood boxes.
So brood pattern, they're emerging, awesome pattern. We've got larvae right up here, so I'm about to leave them alone. They've been emerging on this side and they're backfilling them. She's came back through and laid eggs. And awesome pattern on this side. So I've got eggs, I've got larvae. I'm going to move this box and replace our strips down below.
Okay, so they looked really good. Really happy with how they're doing. Both brood boxes look just like the top box. The queen is doing really good. They've got an awesome population, and they're really growing. So happy with that. So we introduced the queen 3 weeks ago into Furb, and that's been our problem hive, and they looked really good 2 weeks ago. Everything was going really well. They were brooding up, and she was laying, and they were building their population, so really happy with that. Their stores of nectar and pollen look pretty good as well to be able to support that.
But we have got here we go, lots of larvae and cat brood. And again, they are, got larvae over here on this side, if that'll come through. But they're backfilling every hole. So again, this is 3rd week of June, and we still have a nectar flow.
So yeah, I was really happy with the way they looked. We still have some kind of nectar flow going on, and they're filling up the boxes. So after this video and how full both boxes looked, I put a honey super on them just to give them more room and to make sure they didn't feel crowded or anything like that. So now, this following week, we got in there and we'll show you what we found. Basically, here is the honey super I had added the week before.
The super's got to come off. They've got way too much room. They're starting to strip wax.
So yeah, just digging into the hive, you can kind of start to tell, even being new to me, when things are off a little bit. So it's funny, when the hive went queenless again, just adding smoke, I can kind of tell a difference now to where if I add smoke to a good, healthy hive, you see a lot of the bees, boom, they go down. They go down into the combs, I think, to help protect them, right? And if you're watching this the next couple of times when I smoke this hive, you see the bees just fly off and leave. So it's just different than what they've been doing previously. So that right there kind of tells me something is off. They're back stripping the wax off of those, out of that honey super, off those frames, off that foundation, and they haven't built out any of it at all. So right there, something's off. So then we get down inside there and we look to see what the first brood box looks like.
And still not near as many bees as I expected. All honey and pollen. All honey and pollen. All honey. Every bit of it. This is in the middle of what I would consider brood. Honey and pollen. I'm getting scared because this is a new... Oh, we've got problems. Probably an emergency cell. It is capped over. I don't want anything to happen to that. I don't know what has happened to our queen we had the last time.
So yeah, the bees are acting different, and there's not really anything in that brood box, and the bees really don't have anything to do besides collect nectar and pollen. So they're filling everything up. So that really kind of stinks. And then we see this supersede cell as we get further in there. And I don't really know at this point, because I guess it's a supersede cell, a swarm cell if it's at the bottom. So this is at the bottom of our top box, but it's right in the middle of where the brood should be. That's kind of why I'm calling it either an emergency cell or a supersede cell. I don't know. So we'll see how that goes, but definitely want to protect that and hope they can make themselves queen right again. So we'll see how that goes. And just to continue, this is what we found in the bottom box.
Pollen and honey, not fully drawn out. Skills. Look at this. Nothing. Like they're backstripping to go to the upper hive. See a couple big drones, but no queen yet. And this is the one that we had to add a queen to. Pollen. Honey and pollen, no eggs. All pollen. We got issues. We've got brood that's being kept over, and we've got another cup over here. Pollen. Some bees emerging. Nope, we might be queenless. I do not see a thing. Again. Alright, so I'm going to check this last frame so I can say I did. Just to be sure. Honey and pollen and drones. So no eggs, small larvae, and we got 2 queen cups that I've seen. So we're going to leave that alone. And we're going to see if they can right themselves. Because apparently we're queenless again in this hive.
So we do find some capped brood in the bottom box. So that kind of makes sense with how old the queen cell is, but they're emerging brood. There's not really any, there's no eggs, and there's not young larvae like we would expect to see, or that we would hope to see. So that really makes it tough. We need to protect that queen cell, and there was a total of, I think, 3 other cups that were in there, but there's no young larvae for them to fill it with or anything like that. So what we'll do is we're going to leave that alone. Hopefully this queen will emerge and walk around in there for about a week and harden off, get good wings, toughen up her body a little bit. That way she can go out and do her mating flights. So it's the middle of the summer. That should be really good. We still have drones that are around, so hopefully she can get mated. We're going to leave this hive alone. I don't know whether that's a good idea or not, but for a couple weeks, I really don't want to disturb her. We should still have bees in there, and if for some reason this doesn't work out, we can grab brood from our good Phineas hive, get some fresh young eggs, move over there, and hopefully have them start some more queen cells and try to queen right themselves as well. So that's kind of the plan anyway. So we're going to leave them alone. I don't want to interrupt anything that might happen with this queen cell. And hopefully they can work themselves out. So we've had just problem after problem with this hive. And it's very apparent when you look at the end of it, the amount of bees that were flying around. They're not in a good way, and they were really agitated that we were even in there messing with them and that kind of thing. So we will let them go at least a week, if not 2, and see how this queen does, if she emerges, if she gets mated, and see if we can see some eggs that are in there. So we'll see how that goes, and we'll keep you up to date. We'll see you later.